Yes, guys, hello there, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome to another episode of Premier League predictions. That is right. This prediction this weekend is game week 24, so there's about 14 games to go until this season is over. Can you believe it? Like, time goes fast. It really goes fast. So, yeah, half term is over. Today is Friday, and it's back to school this Monday. And guess what? February is almost coming to an end. There's about 12 days to go until February comes to an end. My goodness me, time goes quick. So yeah, today's Friday. It's time for the predictions. But before we get started, if you guys haven't already, make sure you click the like button if you enjoyed this video. Make sure you click the subscribe button if you are new. Smash the bell notification and never miss any of my YouTube content. And make sure you click the share button so that everyone can come along and give your predictions in the comments below. Let me know what's your prediction going into this weekend. I'm not sure if there's going to be any big games. Well, there is the London Derby between Tottenham and West Ham. Maybe that's the game of the weekend. So yeah, looking forward to that one. All right. So without further ado, let's kick off with the first game of Game Week 24. If I can just get this up very quickly. All right, good. All right, so the first game is at 12:30 p.m. kickoff, and it's Aston Villa versus Arsenal. Now, I said before that when it comes to the 12:30 p.m. kickoff, the big six teams don't really do well. Chelsea, they have a 12:30 p.m. kickoff last week. We could have lost, and or maybe we could have won, but it actually ended in a draw. So there you go. So yeah, so for this game, I see a shock, because Arsenal, of the last four games in all competitions, have been not winning. You know, they faced Man City, the FA Cup, they've lost. They faced Everton under Sean Dyche, their new manager, and they've drawn. They faced Brentford, who is a good team, and they've drawn. And their last game, about 2 days ago, they've lost against Man City. So in all four competitions, they've not been winning. But in the last three, well, if you're talking about the Premier League, the last three games, they have not been winning, and they've only scored two goals and have conceded, let's see, three plus five goals in that time. So could Arsenal bottle the title? Well, Arsenal fans will not be disappointed that they're not going to bottle the title because, for me, like I said last week, if Arsenal win the title, they've overachieved because the fans want Mikel Arteta to finish in the top four and then next season probably challenge for the title. That is how it works. So I feel like Arsenal will definitely finish in the top four 100%. If they bottle that though, Jesus Christ, like my God, I'll be very surprised. But to me, I said before the season starts, they'll play better football than Chelsea. They'll finish in the top four and they'll be above Chelsea. And many people are still talking rubbish. Look at that. We're 20 points behind Arsenal. So how can we be in the top four and catch up to them? There is no chance. No chance. Unless Arsenal drop points and we continue on one, then fine. But I don't see that happening. So to me, Arsenal finish in the top four, Chelsea are not. So there you go. And like I said, when Arsenal have a 12:30 p.m. kickoff, teams don't do really well. So it's very interesting. And when I predicted an Arsenal win against Brentford, but that went wrong. I predicted Arsenal win against Everton, but that went wrong. So if I predicted Aston Villa win, could Arsenal make me to get 0 points? Because like I said, because as Villa, their last home game they lost 4-2 to Leicester, but that wasn't a 12:30 p.m. kickoff. So yeah, when big six teams don't do well, don't do well at 12:30 p.m. kickoff, they don't win. So for me, and also this is under Una Emery, which they sacked because remember Una Emery won a European trophy for Villarreal, which they haven't done for so many years. They haven't won a trophy since then. So when you sack managers that bring you success, it's your fault. So let's see if Una Emery can beat them and get the revenge of this. What happens when you sack him? So for me, I'm have to go for an Aston Villa win of 1-0. You know, I know they scored in the last game, but the game against Everton away from home, they were pretty shocking. I feel like Arsenal dominate possession, but I feel like Aston Villa will just know away. I feel like Una Emery will just outclass Mikel Arteta like he did for Villarreal in both legs because also went out of the Europa League in the semi final when Una Emery beat them twice, he knew how to beat them. So I feel like he's going to do the same thing against Arsenal. So I have to go for an Aston Villa winner for nil. So yeah, basically it for that one. And if and if and they also need to be careful because they've got a game in hand against Everton, which they've already lost to. So if they win that game and and Man City don't win against Nottingham Forest, then things can change. So I also need to really get back to winning ways. Otherwise, for me, if they continue to keep on dropping points, then I see Man City winning the title, or maybe Man United too, but it's mostly Man City. So there you go. So I'm gonna have to go for an Aston Villa win of 1-0. All right. The next game is a London derby. Brentford against Crystal Palace. Of course, Crystal Palace drew against Brighton, but I feel like they should have lost. Yeah, Brighton should have won that game because for me, it should have been 2-1 to it should have been 2-1 to Brighton because to me that obviously because they've drawn the lines on one player. The one player. So to me that should have been a goal. It should have been 2-1 at the end. Or maybe perhaps 2-0. But for me, Brighton should have won that game. So yeah, Crystal Palace. I don't know when the last time they've ever got a win in the Premier League. I'm really not sure. I have to have a look at this right now. I really have to go and have a look at this. When was the last time that Crystal Palace ever got to win in the Premier League so far? Let me just have a quick look on my phone. Give me just 1 second. Oh, no. Give me just 1 second. My God, yeah, on New Year's Eve. So Crystal Palace have no win in 2023. No win so far. It's been losses, draws. Like, my goodness me. Um, could Crystal Palace beat Brentford at the Community Stadium? I don't think so. So, unfortunately for Crystal Palace, I have to go for. You have to go for a I have to go for a no, actually 3-0 Brentford win because honestly, I don't know when Crystal Palace ever going to get a win in 2023. So to me, I don't see them being Brentford away from home. So I have to go for Brentford with a 3-0. I think Ivan Tony will score and maybe Wilmepu tries. So actually, Ivan Tony will score 2 goals, and maybe Wilmepu will score, um, and maybe Wilmepu will score for Brentford. So yeah, that's going to be the outcome. I just don't see Crystal Palace going out there and beating Brentford at home. So and plus, Brentford are really good form. They really are. So I just think Crystal Palace. So yeah, I don't think they're not going to get a win in 2023. So I have to go for a Brentford win of 3-0 on that one. All right, moving on into Brighton against Fulham. Now, this game is interesting. It's a really good game to watch. Of course, I cannot watch it because the Chelsea game is at 3 p.m. So there you go. If you have a look at the table here, Brentford, Brighton are in sixth and Fulham are in seventh, you know. So they're on the same points, but except that Brighton have a better goal difference than Fulham. So there you go. So this game is very interesting. You know, this game is very interesting because if Tottenham do not beat West Ham on Sunday and either Brighton or Fulham win, they'll be 1 point behind them. So this game is very interesting. I mean, I don't know what to predict. Brighton always do well at home. So yeah, their last home win, they beat Bournemouth 1-0. So I don't think both teams will keep a clean sheet. But if I've got to be honest with you, I have to go for a Brighton win of 2-1. I feel like Brighton will win because, it's only Arsenal that went to Brighton and beat them, so there you go. So I have to go for a Brighton win of 2-1. It's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a really good game, but I'll have to go for a tight 2-1 Brighton win of that one. They're just going to nick it. They really are. So 2-1 to Brighton. It's going to be a really fantastic game. So yeah, I'll keep you up to date on that one during the game when it's halftime, when it's full time. So make sure you guys check that out for the watch along tomorrow. Chelsea versus Southampton. I ain't gonna talk about this too much because I'm gonna do a match preview for that one. So make sure you guys check that out later on today or either tomorrow. In terms of my prediction, there's no. I'm not sure if there's going to be a new manager because what I've heard is that there's no manager for Southampton. Of course, I've heard that JC March wants. They wanted to bring JC March, but that's not going to happen. So I don't know which manager will want to come to Southampton since Nathan Jones got sacked last week. But listen, many Chelsea fans want a Chelsea win, but for me, I'm a realistic. I need to be honest. So to me, I have to go for a 2-1 Southampton win. I feel like Joe Felix will score for Chelsea, but I see us conceding a free kick. James will power scoring and maybe Carl Walker, Carl Walker Peters might score for Southampton. So yeah, I have to go for Southampton win. To me, we still only had one win in 2023, and that was against Crystal Palace at home. You know, I don't know where the win is coming from. I don't know. I just really don't know. Like if we lose against Southampton, I know many teams will be angry, but you just simply cannot because we're playing shit right now. You know, Graham Potter, he's not getting to the base out of these players. We ain't winning, so you cannot be surprised if Southampton beat us. We cannot. And in that lineup, I never want to see Kyle starting again. It's either he puts Aubameyang or David Fofana up top. He will either put that because that's the only way I can see us winning. You know, David Fofana and Aubameyang can do so much better in that position than Kai Havertz. So yeah, that's basically it. So like I said, I ain't gonna talk about this too much, but my prediction on that one is 2-1 Southampton. I just cannot back this team. You know, they just give me tiredness, just a bit of headache, and I just had enough. I really do. So yeah, 2-1 to Southampton. Wait, winning that game tomorrow. I promise you 100%. Wait, winning that game. Oh wait, Everton against Leeds United. Now, of course, Leeds United should have won against Manchester United. They should have done if they would have put those chances away. But Everton, how can you go from being Arsenal and then losing to Liverpool? It just doesn't make any sense. So, oh God, Leeds. I mean, if you look, let me look at the table, yeah, because Leeds United are just 1 point behind Everton. So if Everton win, they'll go above them. If Leeds United win, they'll be 4 points ahead of them. So this is also a really good game. So I just don't know what to predict. You know, Everton had a had a really good performance against Arsenal their last home game. So oh, but I don't know what to predict, you know. I might go for 1-0 Everton. That's my honest opinion. I might go for 1-0 Everton. I feel like the atmosphere will be good. I feel like Sean Dyche will just outclass whoever their assistant manager is for Leeds United. So you have to go for 1-0 Everton. I feel like maybe Calvert-Lewin might score for Everton. So yeah, that's my honest opinion. So 1-0 to Everton is going to be my prediction on that one. So yeah, if Leeds do win, then well done. But for me, it's a Goodison Park. Sean Dyche outclassed Mikel Arteta. Let's see if he can outclass that Leeds United manager. So there you go. So I have to go for a Everton win of 1-0. They'll just sneak it. They really will just sneak it. So I have to go for an Everton win of 1-0. Right, the next one is Nottingham Forest against Manchester City. Now, my first point is that this game could be a draw, but because Nottingham Forest always do well against the big six at home, they draw against Chelsea, they draw against Tottenham, they beat Liverpool, they still haven't faced Man United, Arsenal, or Manchester City just yet, but they are. So for that game, I'm going to have to go for a 3-1 Manchester City win. I don't think they'll keep a clean sheet, but I know they'll win because they have to. If they don't win and also beat Aston Villa, then the top of the table is going to be back to Arsenal. So Man City need to get this win, and they need to hope that Aston Villa do them a favor. So I think they'll win. And let me tell you something, yeah. Erling Holland just equaled another record, yeah. He's already equaled Aguero was 26, yeah, in the Premier League. He's already equaled that. So he needs to score at least 7 goals in order to break Mo Salah's record. Listen, there's 14 games to go. I still think he'll do it, even though he's not been scoring goals like every single game. At least he's been getting really good records. And I told you, he will get the golden boot. He will definitely break every single record, and he's equal Aguero's record. So there you go. So he's already going to be the player of the year for in the Premier League and the player of the season. So yeah, so I'm going to go for 3-1 to Manchester City. I feel like Erling Haaland might score two goals, and maybe Kevin De Bruyne will score one goal from a free kick. For Nottingham Forest, um, maybe Jesse Lingard, if he's fit enough, might score for Nottingham Forest. But yeah, it's going to be 3-1 to Manchester City. I feel like they will get that win and put more pressure on Arsenal when these two face each other. I don't know when, but yeah, there you go. Um, Right, the next one is Wolves against Bournemouth. Now, Wolves have been looking really good because take a look at this. They are 5 points out of the relegation zone. In They're in 15th place. So if they beat Bournemouth, which I know they will, let's see where they will be. Wolves will be above rules will be above Nottingham Forest, Leicester City, and Crystal Palace, and only be 2 points behind Aston Villa. Depends if they win or not. So, yeah, for me, Wolves, if they keep on winning, they'll definitely stay in the Premier League next season. So, yeah, so for Bournemouth against Wolves, Wolves against Bournemouth, I'm gonna go for a 2-0 Wolves win. I feel like they will definitely beat Bournemouth. Actually, no, let me go for 2-1. Let me go for 2-1 before, I think Bournemouth will score, but I think Wolves will get that win, like they did against Southampton, where they were uh where they were 1-0 up, then Southampton no, actually no, Southampton were 1-0 up, then they bottled it to Wolves. So there you go. I'm gonna go for 2-1 to Wolves on that one. I feel like they will win. For Bournemouth, they go and draw their last game, so there you go. So I'm gonna have to go for 2-1 to Wolves. Now this game, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. Newcastle United against Liverpool. A huge, huge game. Of course, Newcastle 5:30 p.m. kickoff once again. Happy to Bournemouth, happy to West Ham. So yeah. So for this game, Newcastle are still unbeaten, but they're not turning wins; they're turning into draws. So New like Newcastle. Let me see when it was. Let me have a look because I want to see the last time that Newcastle beat Liverpool in the Premier League. Let me just have a quick look. Wow, Newcastle winners in the last 12 with wow, so it's getting close to like 7 years, or actually 7 years since last time that Newcastle beat Liverpool in the Premier League. So yes, but in the last 12 games, they are winless against Liverpool. They've only lost 8 times, have been drawing four. So can Newcastle get that winless game against Liverpool? Beating them for the first time since December 2015, which I wait and see. But Liverpool won their last game. So yeah, since I feel like Newcastle remain unbeaten, but I can see this being a draw. I can definitely see this being a draw. It's gonna be a 1-1. It's definitely gonna be a 1-1 for that game. So yeah. Um Whereas for Liverpool, if they win tomorrow, there will be only let's see. They'll only be 6 points behind Newcastle. So the top four isn't for Liverpool isn't over yet because for me I didn't predict Newcastle to finish in the top four. I predict them to finish in fifth. That was my overall prediction on that one before the season started. They'll finish in the top six, but in fifth place. I think they'll finish in the Europa League, not the Champions League. So there you go. So this game is going to be another drawing game. I feel like maybe Darnell Williams will score for Liverpool and Mika Amor will be scoring for Newcastle United. So it's going to be another draw. I'm going to go for 1-1. And remember, I went for Bournemouth, Newcastle draw 1-1. And there you go. I got 3 points. So it's going to be another draw. Since it's another 5:30 p.m. kickoff for Newcastle United, especially at home. Of course, they want to win, but I just really don't see that happening. So I'm going to have to go for a 1-1 draw between Newcastle and Liverpool. Right, the next one. It's Manchester United versus Manchester City, Leicester City. Now this one is interesting because Leicester City scored 4 goals in the last 2 games. Actually 8 goals in the last 2 games. And they also got their win. They beaten um, they beaten Aston Villa 4-2 and they beat Spurs 4-1. So this game is going to be interesting. But listen, it's at Old Trafford. No team has ever gone there and beat them other than Brighton at the beginning of the season. So unfortunately for Leicester City, I feel like they're going to lose this game because Rashford is on the form of his life. So for this game tomorrow, I feel like Leicester City will score, but I have to go for maybe a 2-1 Manchester United win. It's going to be a tight game because Leicester City got 2 wins and they've scored 4 goals in those 2 games. But I feel like Manchester United will win here. I feel like Rashford will score again and Casemiro will not be available um, because he got the straight red card for that game against Crystal Palace. So yeah, I feel like Rashford will score with Manchester United once again, and I feel like. Hmm, I don't know who also scored for Manchester United. Maybe Weghorst or maybe Sancho. That's probably it. So it's going to be a tight 2-1 win. I feel like Man United's home record will still continue. Only lost 1 game at home. So there you go. Just the same for Arsenal when they lost against City. So it's going to be a tight one. I have to go for a 2-1 Manchester United win. And last but not least, the game of the weekend, Tottenham Hotspur against West Ham United. Now, of course, Tottenham are absolute bottle jobs. How can you go from being Man City at home to now get destroyed by Leicester City 4-1? For me, it doesn't make any sense. For West Ham United, they got a decent draw against Chelsea, but they should have won if Declan Rice wasn't offside for that one. So look, West Ham need to win this game. They really need to. So because they're only 2 points above Everton. So if they win, depends what happens to Everton in that game, they'll be 5 points clear of the relegation zone. So this game has to be a must-win game for West Ham United. Now for this game, I really don't know what to predict, because West Ham did really well against Chelsea. So what in the second half, of course. So boy, I don't know what to predict. I really don't know. It's gonna be difficult. But my man is telling me I have to go for a 2-1 West Ham win. I feel like they will get that win because Tottenham, you know, when they lose one game, they lose the next game, if you know what I mean. So yeah, and plus until Pentancort is out until the rest of the season, and he always plays a back three. So it's going to be back to bowling Spurs yet again. So I feel like maybe Harry Kane will score for Tottenham, or maybe with Charlison if he does start. But for West Ham, I think Jalbo will score, and maybe Mikel Antonio will score too. So that's how I have to go for West Ham win of 2-1. I'm looking forward to that game. 4:30 p.m. kickoff. There you go. Big London derby, the game of the weekend. I'm looking forward to that. I might do a live watch long if I'm not that busy on Sunday. So I'll let you guys know tomorrow when I'm doing the live watch long that on the Chelsea Southampton game. So make sure you guys check that out. So yeah, 2-1 to West Ham United on that one. All right, guys, that's all of my predictions. Let me run through them one more time. So for the first game on lunchtime, I've gone for a slight Aston Villa win of 1-0 against Arsenal. Then the London derby, I went for Brent. I'm going for Brentford win of 3-0 against Palace. Then another huge game, 6-7. I've gone for a Brighton win of 2-1, just about. Then for Chelsea Southampton, I've gone for a Southampton win of 2-1. Then the next one, I've gone for a tight 1-0 Everton against Leeds United because it's going to be a tough for both teams. So I think Everton will nick it. Then the next one, I've gone for a Manchester City win of 3-1. Then the next one, I've gone for a Wolverhampton Wanderers win of 2-1 against Bournemouth. Then a huge game on Saturday. I've gone for a draw between Newcastle United and Liverpool. Then the Sunday's games, I've gone for a tight 2-1 Manchester United win um, against Leicester City. And lastly, I've gone for a West Ham win of 2-1 against Tottenham Hotspur. A huge game on Sunday. Looking forward to that one. All right, so that is all my predictions for Game Week 24. And yeah, if you guys agree with me on my predictions, let me know in the comments down below. And what's your prediction so that I can be able to tell you guys why you went for that result. So yeah, there you go. All right, so that's the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, click the like button. It will help me so much. Don't forget if you are new, it's the subscribe button below. It's the notifications because tomorrow I'll be doing later on today. I'll be doing a match preview for the Southampton game, and also I'm going to be doing a live watch along and a match reaction after the Chelsea versus Southampton game. So make sure you guys check that out. And maybe on Sunday, if I'm not that busy, I might do a live watch along for Tottenham versus West Ham United, the game of the weekend, a huge London derby. Looking forward to that one. So I'll let you guys know either on my socials or whenever I'm doing a live stream tomorrow for that live watch along on the London derby. So make sure you guys check that out. All right. See you guys for in a see you guys later for the match preview. Can Chelsea get the win? I doubt that, but we shall wait and see what happens tomorrow. So yeah, that's all gonna be reviewed on my match preview. So make sure you guys check that out. So take care, guys, and as always, peace. I'm out of here.